everybody, welcome back. My name is Marco and this is Tunes I Dig, where I talk about tunes I dig. And today I'm gonna be rounding out my 11 most favorite tunes of 2020. All right, so you're probably wondering, why are you doing top 11 instead of a round number like 5 or 10 or 50? So the reason is because one of my favorite movies of all time is a comedy movie. It's a comedy movie based on a fictional that I guess sort of became like a real band. They're called Spinal Tap, and the film is called This Is Spinal Tap. If you know what I'm talking about, you're like, yeah. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I implore you, please, you need to go watch Spinal Tap because it is so funny. So 2020 is my inaugural year of my YouTube channel. I started Tunes I Dig as a text-based blog 10 years ago in 2011. At the time, I had been, going to concerts and listening to music and reading about music and consuming music my whole life. Very much into music and live music, as you can see here. And I've kept, this is every single stub of every concert I've ever been to. For you Canadian folks, I was almost a VJ in 2005. I had private auditions to be a VJ. They didn't hire me. I went out for the Much Music VJ Search the year after. I kind of made a big splash, but again, they still didn't hire me. So music's been like a huge part of my whole life. So in 2011, I started the text-based blog, and I actually started a YouTube version in 2012. Now, those videos, they will see the light of day, but not for quite some time because they are so bad. Everything was just, I didn't like anything about it. I just shelved it, and because I was like, you know what, this is just not what I wanted and it's not what I'm looking for. I had told myself that there will be another time, like I will revive this in the future. I'm just waiting for the right moment. And that right moment came at the start of this. I don't want to say it because apparently YouTube doesn't favor you if you say those words, but the world is in a situation. I started it again when everything hit, and I put my whole set together. Anyway, there's a whole story here. Finally, August I launched, and it's not exactly what I had in mind, but I don't hate it. I love it. I love what I created. It's just sometimes you have something in mind and then it's something else, which is totally fine. But yeah, so here's what I have, and yeah, and here I am now. In January of 2021, finished my first year in the video version of Tunes I Dig. And to those of you that have been my fans early on, you know who you are. You're always commenting on my videos. I never forget about your support, and I will never forget about you guys. So thank you much for watching my videos and sticking along, because I plan on making these videos forever. So enough of me yapping, let's get to it. This is the first year-end list that I have created for my YouTube version of Tunes I Dig. These are the top 11 tunes of 2020. See? I'm learning just like you guys are learning. Oh, and one last thing, sorry, but I don't rank songs. I do have songs that I like more than others, but we'll get to that in another day. For now, I'm just gonna go through this list in alphabetical order. So in no particular order other than alphabetical, these are my 11 favorite tunes. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, first up on the list is Waylaid by Born Ruffians featuring Hannah Georges. They are from Midland, Ontario, at least Born Ruffians is. And the one thing that I didn't know until after I posted my review and listened to the song is that I was listening to the radio edit. They actually have an extended mix where the outro is almost 2 minutes long, and it's just really an extended outro of the radio version, and it's just really even more psychedelic. It just really draws on and on and on. And it's almost like a symphony, and it's actually just really beautiful. So if you haven't heard the full extended mix, and I know that sometimes, especially for me, I do hold the opinion that if you're gonna make a song long or whatever you're gonna do with the song, do it for the sake of the art and not because you want a long song. So when I saw that there was an extended mix, I was kind of like, okay, let's listen to it. You know, maybe there's really no point to it. Maybe the radio edit is all that's needed, but these closing 2 minutes are actually really, really good. So definitely check that out. And if you want to watch my full review of the song, link is in the description below, and everything is in alphabetical order. So the next song on my list is End of the Road by Crown Lands. Now, I do want to talk about the band because I think both members in this band are supremely talented. And I will get to that in a moment, but I want to talk about what this song is about, because although I was going down the right path in my review, after I posted it, the band actually got in touch with me and we were talking on Instagram, and they actually informed me what it was about. And it's a rather sad story, but I think it's a story that needs to be heard and told. And that is, End of the Road is about a highway in Canada dubbed the Highway of Tears. It's about, I think, roughly 170 Indigenous women that have been abducted and murdered since the 1970s. And I've read so many stories about it, and basically authorities don't know who it is, and these Indigenous women get abducted in the middle of the night. And it's really heartbreaking reading the story. But yes, this is what it's about, and it needs to be known because, you know, I'm Canadian and I'm, you know, almost 40 years old, and I had no idea about the Highway of Tears or this story. And I know that there is a racism problem in Canada towards the Indigenous community. But this was just, you know, I felt like this is something that you would read about in some other country that's not progressive, that's not a first world country like Canada. But for something like this to happen, and it's not just in the 1970s or the 1980s, it's not like you can just chalk it off to, oh, that was back then, because there are Indigenous women that are disappearing even as early as the last couple of years. If you want more information, definitely go on Wikipedia. There's an article about it. It's called The Highway of Tears. So I want to thank the band for informing me on that. The second thing I want to talk about on a slightly lighter note is the band itself. The song is phenomenal. If you want to watch the review, click the description below. But there's just one thing that I want to point out. I really went off about Cody, the lead singer, who's also the drummer, but Kevin, the guitarist, there was a point in my review where I said, and I meant nothing about it, but I said, oh, there's the guitarist who's the guitarist, right? And then I went off and praised the drummer, only because the drummer, I just think it's so crazy that he's drumming and singing, and he is super talented. But I wanna say, Kevin, sir, you are also very talented, and your guitar licks and your chops are absolutely insane. So I do want to say that, and I just wanted to make that clear because I'm wondering if the band ever watched it and they both looked at each other like, ah, you're just the guitarist. No, that's not what I meant. I just chalk that up to me being super duper inexperienced at this. Next up, we have Tondo by Disclosure. Man, I love this song, and if you've seen my review, which you can watch below in the description, you can see how absolutely apeshit I went. And I can't believe it's almost a year since the song came out. I think it was February or late January 2020. My friend Dan passed it along in one of our group chats, and I put it on, and immediately, right away, I was like, yo, this song is pure hype. I couldn't wait for summer to play it at the beach. There was even this one time we were at the beach and we played it, and I absolutely lost my mind. The song is just, it's just got such good positive vibes. Again, as I say in my review, it reminds me of the 70s in Brazil. And honestly, if I had to choose, it might be my favorite song of 2020. I don't want to say for sure, but it's definitely up there. It definitely gets me so hyped when I hear it. So again, definitely check it out if you haven't. And if you want to see my review, it's down in the description. Next song up on the list is People Like Me by H.A.R.D, otherwise known as Have a Rad Day. It's an acronym, that's what it stands for, and I learned that after I posted it, and the band saw my review and they loved it, and then it was actually a fan that commented on the video that told me that that's what Have a Rad Day, H.A.R.D, that's what H.A.R.D stands for. The song is just so effing amazing. If you watch my review, below in the description you'll see what I mean, but it's just so fun. It's pop punk done right, but the vocals are also very good. It's such a fun song, and I've already said this, I can't wait to see these guys live. I can't wait to see the song live. I want to mosh to it and crowd surf. And they're from Nashville, Tennessee, and oh, wrong wrist. I can't believe I forgot. Bonnaroo, Tennessee. I hope to see these guys perform at the festival, if not in 2021, but 2022. I am behind H.A.R.D, Have a Rad Day. I'm behind you guys. Let's go. Next song on my list is Walk the Line by Jadu, H.A.R.D. This is a very super indie band that I discovered, I think off of Bandcamp midway through the year. And it's really actually gotten so much better, especially now that we've gotten to the colder months and we're now in the second, I'm not sure if I can say that word, lock down. There we go. I think if I separate it enough, maybe the YouTube algorithm won't pick it up. But yes, in this state that we're in, the song has really comforted me, and it's got this really cozy feel to it that it really, lent itself well in the summer, but now in the winter it's even better. The fuzzy guitars and the melodic, I think there's a second guitar in it, or in the verse, it's just something really, really comforting and nice. And so that's why it's one of my favorite songs of 2020. And if you want to see my full review on that, check the description below. Next up, we have My God by The Killers. Now, The Killers are one of my favorite bands. I have been a fan since day one, since 2004. I've seen The Killers on every single tour, and save for a couple of tracks, I think on Day and Age, I like every single song they've recorded. To me, that's extremely prolific. What I love about My God is it's just super uplifting, very anthemic, and I actually don't have a review. I was supposed to record it, but it kept on getting pushed back only because I kind of have this, I don't want to give it away, but I have a sort of grand production that I'm doing for that review. It will be coming around in the next few weeks, but it wasn't a single on the new album, but I did listen to it the most out of every other song on the album. And if you haven't heard the track because it wasn't a commercial single, I highly urge you to listen to it. I mean, obviously it's in my top 11 tracks of 2020. The next song is another Killers song. I know. Beautiful, beautiful. I love the purple blue, right? It's so good. They're my favorite band. I know they're super popular, but what do you want from me? What do you want? I love the song. I love the album. It's so good. So the song is, I haven't even said it yet. The song is My Own Soul's Warning, and it's by The Killers. It's Killers at their best. The Killers just do what they do, create beautifully well constructed, sort of poppy, but really just anthemic rock, but it's just always got a little bit of an 80s aesthetic. And the beginning of the song, it comes in slowly. It really reminds me of Where the Streets Have No Name, how the album starts. It's coming in slowly. There's just a couple instruments, and then it comes in and builds to this beautiful crescendo. What is not to love about The Killers and My Own Soul's Warning? So if you, and I did do a review, so if you want to check that out, in the description below. All right, next up on the list, it's not another Killers song, chill out. It's actually Bloody Valentine by Machine Gun Kelly. I gotta say, I did not do any other research into other, zines and blogs about this album, but people are really shitting on it. Honestly, y'all are effed up. I don't know what you're talking about. One of the biggest gripes is that, oh, it sounds too much like Blink-182. Yeah, it does. Guess what? He has 1/3 of Blink-182 on the album. He has Travis Barker playing drums. Of course it does. But also, Blink-182 is a great band. There aren't really any Blink-182 imitators, right? Like sometimes you hear a lot of Radiohead imitators, U2 imitators, Green Day imitators. You never really hear any Blink imitators. I mean, isn't there room for at least one? If you want to look at it as an imitator, I don't think it is. I just think it's really, really fantastic. So with that said, that's it. I really dig the song. I was turned on to it by a good friend of mine, Kirby Sloan, a local Toronto comic, and the song's just got, you know, again, it does sound like Blink, but it's got some really nice bass lines to it, and it's just got that fun pop punk vibe that I can just tell is gonna be amazing in concert. It's got like a really nice hook. It's super catchy. It's a fantastic song. It really is, and I just don't understand the hate for it, but that's it. If you want to check out the review, down in the description, but it is definitely in my top 11 for tracks of 2020. Next up on the list, Lost in Yesterday by Tame Impala, also known as Kevin Parker. This guy, what can you say about this guy? This guy is insane. Absolutely ridiculously talented. This is his 4th LP. I guess you could say, like, I would go track for track, like I think almost. And his production is super, super slick. He plays all the instruments, and Lost in Yesterday, in my opinion, I think I would say it's the best song on the album. It was the lead single, and it's got like everything. It's a little bit poppy. The production is super, super slick, but not too clean. There's great bass lines in it. The drums are punchy, and it's got some psychedelic fuzzy guitars. To me, this is Kevin Parker just growing. He's just grown. He's just getting better and better and better. This is his best, in my opinion, and I'm excited to see what he's got in the future. But as far as I'm concerned, Tame Impala, Kevin Parker, he's got to be the most talented artist that's like currently active and contemporary today. I don't think that's really something that too many people would contest. If you want to see my review on that song, in the description below. But there is no wonder why at least one of the songs off of the Slow Rush has to be included in the top 11 tunes of 2020. Next up on the list, did you think that this list would close out and it would not include at least one song from an artist that released 2 albums in 2020? Trying to think of another artist that released 2 albums. That way I can make a joke and say that artist. I don't think another artist did. So you all know who I'm talking about. Ms. Taylor Swift. What a year she has had. Amazing 2 records. The 2nd record came in very late in the year, and I will be discussing that. I do believe I have a song of Tunes I Dig coming very, very soon. But my favorite song from her this year was The Last Great American Dynasty. Such a fun song. It is probably the review that I got the absolute greatest reaction to, the most love from. I love the song. I think I really showed how great that song is. Again, if you want to watch the review, in the description. It's got everything. It's poppy. It's got brooding rock elements, courtesy of Aaron Dessner of The National. What work did he do on these 2 albums? What just monumental, beautiful work that he did. And man, I really shouldn't say too much else other than like this song. This song, I think would be in line to be maybe my top song of the year. If I had to choose, I'm not too sure, but it is highly, highly up there. If you haven't heard the song yet, I implore you, you have to listen to it. I promise you, if it's not your favorite song of 2020 or one of your favorite songs ever, you really will adore it so, so much. This brings us to number 11, the 11th track of my list of top 11 tunes of 2020. And that tune is I Feel the Transition by the Zolas. All one word, I Feel the Transition by the Zolas. Oh man, I love all the songs that I have blogged. All of them, I really do. I know every song I'm like, oh, I think this could be my favorite song of the year. I know. That's why they're on Tunes I Dig. This is the tunes that I dig. I know. And this is another song that I'm like, maybe this is my favorite song. Man, this song is so effing rad. I haven't heard a bitching song like this in so effing long. I've said it before, and I know some of my fans here were kind of like, oh, don't make comparisons, but I mean, why? What's the big deal? It's just trying to tap into a metaphor to kind of explain how I'm feeling, but also, it's kind of clear that there are some Oasis-y vibes. So yeah, so I get some Liam Gallagher vocals, but this song is just, it's honestly so cool. The band is from British Columbia, Canada. I got to talking to them after I posted my review. They really loved it, and I told them that I can't wait to see you guys. In fact, I have a couple more of their songs that are on deck. They're coming up. These guys released a whole slew of singles throughout 2020. I'm really looking forward to their full-length album. Stay tuned the next couple of weeks because I do have one of their tunes coming and that I'm going to be reviewing. But oh my god, the song is just, I don't know, they remind me of like Oasis and like 90, like Zoo TV era, U2. I don't think you can really see this, but maybe I'll put like a little picture there. They just feel like the cool rock stars that I miss. And I love that they're Canadian. The Canadian boys are ready. These Canadian boys are ready to take over the world in 2021 or 2022, whenever festivals come back. But Nick Farkas, I think it's Farkas, yeah? From Oshiega, if you're listening, listen. These guys, right here. These are the guys. You want guys? You want someone to book the show? You want to put asses in the seats? You know who you need? You need the Zolas. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my rundown of my top 11 tunes of 2020. I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of my life. I'm having so much fun making these. I love the feedback I'm getting from my fans. I love the feedback I'm getting from bands. That rhymed. Whoa. But seriously though, yeah, like bands are just really, I guess they're just really honored that I'm freaking out to their music, and I really think this music is fantastic, the music I'm sharing with you guys. So yes, stay tuned. There's gonna be so much more coming your way. I've been doing 3 videos a week to start off in 2020, but I'm going to slowly expand to 4, and then hopefully slowly expand to 5, and then who knows where it's gonna go. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys here in another video and this list video next year for the top 11 tunes of 2021. I'll see you guys next time.